Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the FV3805. It's the Tier 9 British SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Malinovka, and it's under the command of CL1CKER. Yes, it's another replay featuring one of our streamers. And let's see how it gets on. Well, this is actually quite an interesting Arty, and a lot of people, once they actually get hold of one and try it out, they suddenly realise, oh, this is quite good. And the reason it's good is not just that it's actually got the use of vents, because it's a totally closed compartment, but also the fact you've got 3 different howitzers that you can use with it. A 5.5 inch, which is the same as on the Crusader, the 6 inch, or the 7.2 inch. Okay, target a Shure MV7X. Rounds out. Oh, direct hit! 367. Now, from the howitzer and the length of it, that looks to me like the 7.2 inch, which is actually 182.9 millimeters in caliber. Capable of 850 alpha, 46 millimeters of pen, 9.5 meters burst radius. And the standard reload is 35.47 seconds. And unfortunately, at the moment, we don't appear to be getting the proper reload time. That might be down to the fact that there has been new mods recently, so I might need to recheck that. Rounds out in the Bosch. Oh, it hits the top of the hill. Okay, there's that Shure MV7X, the autoloader. He has taken damage. Unfortunately, we didn't get any stun assist off the last shot, but he is perfect for a shot now that will do some stun damage. Either that or that M6Y a little further back. This would be the good shot. And he's just lightly moving it to one side. Changes his mind, goes to the top of the hill again for the spotting. Just in case there's somebody up there. Lined up, rounds out, and... oh, look at the blast radius on that one. Very, very big. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, I think that the thing about the shotgun, the 5.5 inch, is it's got a very fast fire rate. It only has a caliber of 139.7, but it does have stun, which is unusual because according to Wargaming, they said anything under 15 centimeters wouldn't get stun, and yet it does. The 5.5 inch SP, the Crusader, the Tier 7 does have stun. That's the top gun. The stock gun, which is the 4.5 inch howitzer, doesn't have any stun at all. But that's in line with the fact that the 15 centimeter rule. But it's the same howitzer you get on the FV3805 and of course the Bishop, the top gun on the Bishop. But this one actually has the option of either having a fast firing Arty, or you can go for the middle one, the 6 inch, which is of 152.4 millimeters in caliber. Lined up, rounds out, and direct hit. Beautiful shot. 348 hit points of actual damage, 385 stun assist. So that was a good one. But yes, you could, if you go for the middle one, you get a decent reload, which is about the same as most of the Tier 7 Artys. And so you can do decent damage. And of course, you've got a pretty fast reload as well. But if you want the real damage, the solid damage that the 8 inch howitzers does, oh, that one overshot. Then yes, you can get the damage, or similar damage to the M53, M55, or to the 212A. Well, enemies not winning, but they're not losing either. They do have or occupy most of the hill, but they're not moving beyond the windmill. So let's see what we do with this shot. Not a good shot there. He went to the battle assistant for a moment. I could see that the angle wasn't right, but he can get it now. This TNH is very, very likely to get hit. Well, just in front of him for 153, so decent shot. Now, you should know that CL1CKER does actually stream on Twitch TV. I'll leave a link because I normally do, so you can watch him and follow him if you want. He doesn't have a whole lot of watchers on his stream, which is at different times of the day to other players, but he does have some pretty good results. Another good shot, 371. Of course, there wasn't a lot of people following Oxidor, another Twitch streamer, up until, of course, he joined Arty Noobs, and then all of a sudden lots of people started following Oxidor because they recognized his skill. And the same is true with CL1CKER. If you do watch his stream, you'll see that he does have a lot of skill, and he does get some really good shots on the enemy. He's already up to 1,500 hit points, still plenty of time. Now, there was only 2 prototypes for this Arty made, and as you probably do know, if you don't know actually, the reason why it never got built was because there was a tripartite meeting amongst NATO nations about which caliber they were going to use for the howitzers, and they decided to use the 105mm and the 155mm. They were adopted calibers that was used by NATO afterwards. So all of the 8-inch howitzers, all of those, although the Americans did have 8-inch howitzers, and they even had some higher caliber artillery pieces, the standardized artillery was 155mm, and that guy pulled back very quickly. And of course, nowadays it is the most standardized artillery piece, the 155mm, mainly down to the fact that it's not only incredibly accurate, but it does sufficient damage to destroy enemy vehicles. Of course, the one thing about that's mostly known about the 155 at the moment is that it can be tremendously accurate if it uses advanced munitions, which actually smart munitions that actually detect where the target is, or either use GPS or something of that nature to actually direct the shells onto the target and get direct hits every time. Well, he's decided he's going to stick to the back of the map here, right at the corner. He's knocked these trees down, and you can see there's a whole line of tanks ahead of him. So if anybody does fire a shell down this line, they're probably going to hit one of the tanks ahead of us and not hit CL1CKER, because he's got enough metal protection. Okay, Foch 155 rounds out. Could be a direct hit. Oh, it is! Yes! A nice hit there. And it looks like that Shure MV7X has actually made a bit of a boo-boo, because he's being chased by a 704. And he's gone out of the game. The 704 got him. Now, I think the 704's also got a problem, because I think he's got a 121B behind him. And that's a decent tank as well. Rounds out on the Type 5. Direct hit. And yes, unfortunately, we did lose the 704. He got taken out for a shot into his rear from the M48 pattern on the enemy team. So it wasn't the 121 that got him in the end, it was actually the M48. Now, we're only one tank down, but it could still go either way. Rounds out in TNH. Oh! Well, that made a clanger. That really did make a big bang. The shell hit the wreck, but it was right next door to the target. And the annoying thing about that is that he didn't get a proper explosion as such, but he did get some stun. Okay, there's the M48 pattern trying to make his way across the field towards our cap. He's been stopped. He's been tracked. Track. Rounds out. That's a hit. 370, and the guy goes down, which means that CL1CKER got some stun assist off that one as well. Okay, TNH up on top of the hill. The Hori one is actually kind of safe behind the windmill, but he's moving forwards now, so he might be able to. We might be able to get him. He just fired a round into our IS-4, but he's got an E-100 behind him. Rounds out in the TNH. And that's his final act in the game. He's exploded and he's back in the garage. And that Type 4 heavy there is very low on hit points. And I suspect CL1CKER is going to get his second kill if he gets that one bang on target. Now, he could probably fire blind and still hit the target, even if it splashes the enemy. You see him pulling back behind the wreck, almost thinking about it. Here we're ready. Rounds out. It's a second kill, just as predicted. So even though the enemy is advancing forward, and they did get the... they have been taking out individual tanks on our team here and there. Oh, and now things are starting to heat up near the cap area. Our 121B is actually attacking the M6Y on the enemy team, who's near the cap, and there's also a 121 just near the ramp. Now, can we get one of these rounds out? Well, it didn't kill, but the Viz55 did take a big hit. There goes the Viz55. Our CL1CKER got him. And now the only enemy tank that's up the hill is the Ho-Ri-1. He's all alone up there, and I don't think he's happy with that. Because, of course, he knows that we've got the E100 nearby and the IS-4, and that we do have other tanks near the top of the map. There's a CL1CKER up there. And we've got a Borsig, I believe, as well. And the Ho-Ri-1 takes another hit from CL1CKER. 480 from that one alone. He's now racked up 3,776. That's a really good game. And there's still 3.5 minutes to go. Another good thing about this Arty, even with the top gun, you do carry plenty of ammunition. 48 rounds of ammunition in total. So it's not like some of the other Artys which are going to run out of ammo eventually and leave you with nothing to shoot. Well, he pulled away after shooting, but he did get a nice hit on the M6Y, and he left him, I think it was just 8 hit points left after that shot. I think he may have accidentally come out of aim view, but it does look like he might be able to get a shot near that M6Y and take him out of the game. If he can land the shell behind the rock. He changes his mind because he wants to go after these guys at the top of the hill now, the Ho-Ri-1. It's a difficult shot. The Leopard would be the better shot, although he is moving about a bit. Now, lined it up. Oh, decided not to shoot. He's putting forward. Now's the time to do it. Now, rounds out, and... oh, overshot. Now, if I remember correctly, the reload times are around about 28 to 30 seconds. So we should have another shell ready very shortly. The enemy's still pushing at the top of the hill, but both teams have still got 5 tanks left on each. Ho-Ri-1! And he's gone as well. That's 3 kills now for CL1CKER. It's a good game. That's the 2-minute warning. I think you can see why CL1CKER's games are definitely worth catching on Twitch, because when he can do that sort of work and puts in that much effort, he is basically stripping these enemy tanks of their health and then allowing his teammates to get the damage. That guy, moving back as he is, takes another hit for 305. He leaves them on a one-shot, and now our guys are in a position where they can actually take out the last enemy tank on the hill, which happens to be the Leopard 1. And an enemy 121 who was on the ramp popped up to take a shot, but he got attacked by, I think it was 2 tank destroyers, including our Gorilla. He's moving to a position where he can actually take him out. Now, can we get a shot on target? Well, we haven't shot because the Gorilla got in the way, but we did fire one in. And unfortunately, our Gorilla took some damage there. So, oh, but the enemy Gorilla has, the enemy 121 just got the kill on our Gorilla 15. We're into the last minute. The 121 goes down. There's only 2 enemies remaining now. And it looks like that we won't be able to get to the enemy Arty in time, which is a batch at 155.55. There's the Leopard 1. Here's a one-shot. Okay, the guy's decided to change. He keeps revolving. Now, I think he's coming down. Rounds out. Unfortunately, there's no hit there. We're into the last 15 seconds of the game. Absolutely no chance of getting across the map in time. The Leopard's actually quite a fast medium. And 5 seconds to go. And that's it. We've run out of time. Here's the end of battle stats. That was an ace tanker game for CL1CKER in the FV3805. He certainly put the effort in that game. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 14 in that one. A gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And on top of that, he got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And there's only one tank, well, really missing out of that bunch that we wanted to get was that Leopard 1, but that might have given us a chance to end up with a better score at the end of the game and chance of getting a win. But as many people say, getting a draw is like kissing your sister. It's not the real thing. It's not. No, it's not the same as a win game. But at least he put the effort in that one. So well done to CL1CKER for that. If we look at team score, we can see that he didn't get the highest damage in the game. 5,545 hit points, which actually was second highest in the game. The top in the game was that 121B who was sitting on the ramp. He picked up the high caliber patrol duty and a Confederate out of that game. So he was really working hard on that ramp. He was a real nuisance to our teammates because he was keeping them on the back of the map all the way through that game, because if they got any closer to him, they got spotted, then they got attacked. And so, yes, that 121 was a thorough nuisance. And of course, he did take out that gorilla towards the end of the game. We thought that the gorilla would actually kill him. And CL1CKER did fire a round at that 121B to try and take him out. But unfortunately, the shell hit the gorilla. I think he hesitated just for a moment. Should I shoot or should I let the gorilla do the kill? And I think, yes, he should have shot straight away. And then the shell would have hit the 121, stunned him just at the moment that the gorilla was going in to try and get the finish him off. But 5,545, it's the second highest damage in the game, and it's a huge total. When it came to kills, we can see the highest scorer again was the Conqueror with 4 kills. 3 kills went to CL1CKER in second place, and the Batchatilion 155.55 was second, also joint second with CL1CKER, because he got 3 kills as well. And when it came to base XP, it's CL1CKER. Yes, 740 went to him in that game. 705 went to the 121B, and then 591 went to the T57 Heavy on the enemy team. So the best on base XP, CL1CKER. He fired 26 rounds in that game. He was pumping the ammunition out as fast as he could. And that's how you actually do win and get things like Confederates and medals, which actually improve your score overall at the end of the game. Because, of course, if you can get a medal, you get the Courageous Resistance Award or the Achievements Award for actually getting a medal. 16 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 28 splash. Damage of 5,545, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 12 of the enemy, kill 3. So there was only 3 enemy tanks he didn't touch in the entire game. Of course, one of those was the enemy Arty. 3 enemy vehicles were damaged. Not 3 enemy vehicles. 3 hit points of damage assistance. 1,097 hit points of stun assist of 22 stuns. Now, on a premium account, he actually made a profit of 1,775 credits. Yes, I know that's a lot, but he did fire a huge amount of ammunition in that game, and he did have consumables to resupply as well. And he also took away 1,769 experience points. So, yes, the battle did last 15 minutes, but he certainly gave you value for money, because a lot of those shots were direct hits, and they did do substantial damage. And of course, he ended up with the second highest damage in the game. Probably wouldn't have got the high caliber even if he had the highest damage, because of that shot that he fired that accidentally hit the gorilla. But even so, it was a good game, and he put a lot of effort into it. So well done to CL1CKER for getting the ace tanker. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.